Hey group, Colt here. Hope everyone had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. My wife and I personally went to Reelfoot Lake, Tennessee with my father-in-law and his wife. Had a decent time. We have a 2021 Rockwood 2506S, and while we were there, my wife and I always leave our dinette down. There's a bed basically, because that's where our dogs sleep. And we don't really use the dinette anyway. But it was raining, so we were watching TV, and we heard a couple of loud pops come from under the camper. And so when we got home, I wanted to investigate it, because I thought maybe a weld had popped on our equalizers, our stabilizers. But I checked everything out. I couldn't find anything. I didn't see nothing out of the usual, out of the ordinary. But when checking, I did notice this, and I wanted to give everybody a heads up. Our propane line was resting on this nut for our weight distribution hitch. And now, mind you, we bought this camper brand new back in 2020. And it's been on there for going on, I guess, 3 years now. But I don't know if you can see that. It was actually, the line was resting on the point of that nut was sticking up, and the line was resting on that. Well, I noticed it started to get a rub mark in it, and before it became a problem, I took a old piece of heater hose that I had hanging out, and I split it, and I just zip tied it over that to protect it. But I also noticed that it was hitting, I don't know if you can see that, it was hitting right there too. And so now you can see I got an air gap in there. But that's just one of the things that could have been a major problem, and I wanted to let everybody know about that. And also, if you see that, what this is, that's a bicycle cable lock. And what I did was I wrapped it around there, and I have it running through the handles of both of my propane tanks, because a couple years ago at the storage lot where we keep our camper, where we used to keep our camper, there was a big rash of propane tank and battery theft going on in there. And luckily I had this on there. I don't know if it deterred them from that or what, because I noticed my lid for my propane tanks, it was up, and there were several campers around us that had their propane tanks missing. But as you can see, it just goes through both handles. And so even if they get this off, these are still cable strapped to the camper itself around the frame. And unless they've got bolt cutters or Sawzall or something that can get through that cable pretty quick, I don't think that they're going to be taking them. That and my batteries too. So what I tend to do is when I take my camper out of storage, I take both batteries with me, because you know how much of a pain it is to replace those. But that's just a couple of tips that I wanted to give everybody in the group. Everybody have a good day and happy camping.